So again, welcome to First Take Math with Brian Thomas. Tonight we're going to do a lesson on division. And how we write division, there are, again, three ways to write division. 12 divided by 3, that's the more common way of doing it. Also, we can use a fraction bar to represent the division symbol, 12 divided by 3, or we can write 3 goes into 12. Now, this last example, you've got to be very careful because a lot of people like to use calculators. If you type in 3 divided by 12 in the calculator, that is going to be wrong. That problem really means how many 3's go into 12. So it's a little bit different. So watch out on the calculator. So again, 12 divided by 3, what it can mean you have 12 people, and they're placed in groups of 3. So if I have 12 people all together, and I group them by 3's, my result in this problem what I'm coming up with is they're broken into 4 groups altogether. So if I have 12 people and I group them in 3's, my result is there's 4 groups. So if I talk about classes, if I had 12 people and I want to put them in classes of 3, I would have 4 classes altogether. So 12 divided by 3 would equal 4. Again, the 12 is the number of people, the 3 is how many is in each group, and the 4 is the number of groups. Another example I can look at is 20 divided by 5, and that would equal 4. Another way to do this, if I look at this, if I divide by 5, what that essentially means is I'm grouping by 5's. So if I have 5 groups, so I count by 5's until I get up to 20. So I have 5, 10, 15, 20. So it tells me how many groups I have. So I've got 1 group of 5, 2 groups of 5, 3 groups of 5, 4 groups of 5. Notice how that actually turns into a repeated addition problem. And we also know that repeated addition can be rewritten as a multiplication problem. So I write that as 4 times 5. So what I want to do now is just basically tie in that a division problem is essentially, if you look at it from the other direction, it's going to be a multiplication problem. So 16 divided by 2 is going to equal 8. That's only true if I go backwards and see this as 8 times 2 must get me back to 16. If that doesn't hold true, then this problem doesn't make sense. Both parts have to hold true there. So if I have 9 times 5 is 45, that's got to be true because 45 divided by 5 has to equal then 9. So it's got to work both ways. So if I look at this last example, I have x divided by 7 equals 2. That has to hold true because if I go backwards, 2 times 7 must equal x. And notice how a lot of people trip up on this. What number divided by 7 is 2? That's a little confusing, but if you look over here, 2 times 7 tells me what that number is. That number has to be 14. That's a really powerful tool when I'm solving equations, which we're going to do in upcoming lessons. So let's go conclude our lesson on division. Thank you very much.